so much, ma'am. It would be a dream come true if we really get a chance to visit Santiniketan, I feel. A long aspiring vision that was there to visit the place. Summing up what you said, ma'am, the very beautifully that was done regarding the holistic education, that how holistic education could be achieved through joy in learning, being creative, how cooperation and togetherness could be done, how learning by doing through hands-on learning, not with the spirit of competition, but with the spirit of cooperation we work, how to imbibe or to inculcate freedom of mind and soul in the students, and how as teachers we should be able to accommodate, giving them a lot of responsibility and making them self-reliance. A wonderful way, ma'am. Thank you so much for bringing the actual meaning of holistic development, ma'am. Ma'am, the questions are on the screen. I begin with the first question. Can we bring Gurukul system effectively in the current scenario?
Why not? There's no contradiction. Because both have the same objective, enlighten the student. Definitely we can.
So we can.
Now, yes, definitely. How we can, I think the next question will be with that.
Yeah, what the next question goes, ma'am. What are the advantages of a Gurukul schooling as compared to the mainstream school?
See, how I look at it, this is my personal view. Mainstream school at present is a 10 to 5 event, while a Gurukul system is a way of life. So that's basically the difference. To give them proper education, what we call education, those who belong to the alternative education group, what we feel is a real education, we need to give them expose them to that way of life. The teacher has to be with them round the clock. So it has to be like a common family. The student should be like, now you know how important guidance and counseling sessions are in schools. We also have guidance, and we have had this since the last 50 years. Guidance and counseling sessions are so important. And when does that take place? Outside school hours. When in leisure hours, when the student is in a free mind, the teacher is in a free mind, maybe over a meal or something, or in the evening in the playground, the student can come out with his or her personal problems to the teacher. So that is also extremely important for overall development. So the advantage of a Gurukul system is it's a way of life and not a 10 to 5 event. That's how I...
Not a structured, formal way of imparting information. It's a way of life. That is what you're saying. Thank you, ma'am. The third question, how do you balance between proven traditional wisdom and contemporary practices in education? How do you balance between the two?
As I said for the first question, firstly, I don't think there is a lot of contradiction, because it's not a very difficult balancing act. That's how I look at it. Because proven traditional wisdom aimed at enlightening the soul of the child, and the contemporary practices in education also have the same aim. To which there shouldn't be much difference. Now, the practices have become so that it's always about competition and gaining material things in life. That is unfortunate, but that we are gradually moving towards that. While traditional wisdom emphasizes on inculcating values and leaving the onus of judgment to the child when the child grows up. Good and bad is decided by the person, while in contemporary practices we impose on them that this is good and you have to be an engineer, you have to be a doctor. This in my view is the main difference. So that smartness is in contemporary education system. We can bring that to our traditional practices. That will be a wonderful blend. The time management and the focus that we have in contemporary practices, we can bring that into our traditional practices.
System also. Ma'am, why is education not similar in all schools?
I think because the milieu is not always the same. A very urban city school will not have the same kind of education that we have, should not have the same kind of education that is imparted in a rural school or a tribal school. Because the aim of education is to empower the students. So the degree or the pattern of empowerment keeps different. So that's why there is difference in education, but I think overall the objective of education is the same. I don't think there is much difference in that.
The objective has to remain the same, the vision has to remain the same, but then there has to be a flexibility in systems of
yes. The curriculum
it has to be flexible.
Right.
Ma'am, the last question: how can we as a society impart a privileged status to teachers? A very debating question, ma'am. The same as CEO, IIT, etc. in terms of salary, position, and aspirations. Especially a question of this kind in the COVID times, a very difficult situation.
I'm sure this question has been framed by more younger colleagues because they have a long way to go.
Yes.
At my stage, or maybe Asha-ji, we are in the same boat in that matter. Do you think a CEO in an MNC is more privileged than us?
No.
Do you really believe that?
No.
So, the basic premise is that we are
CEO, ma'am. After all, who's responsible? Who has actually created that CEO? I feel it is we teachers.
Absolutely.
So no CEO can be greater than the teachers. I feel that.
We have just observed Teachers' Day in a very neo-normal manner. I think most of us could not meet our students, but every year we do. When a little child comes with a smudged flower in hand and gives it to you, can it match the salary of any CEO? That love and that warmth that withered flower gives you. I hope I'm not exaggerating or getting carried away, but it's true. Those who have felt it will only realize what I mean.
Yes.
So, firstly, they are not privileged. If money-wise, yes, then I hope one day every government of every nation will realize how important education sector is, and enough emphasis and focus will be given on the education sector, and automatically the pays will be revised. That's how I would respond to that.
And ma'am, to add to this, I feel that understanding the privilege status of a teacher, I feel it is how one perceives. It's that when a CEO comes and he touches the feet of his own teacher, saying that she or he was the one who has shown me the path to reach to this, I feel that could not be better than any other wealth or any other salary. So we teachers,
who is more privileged here?
Yes, we definitely. Thank you so much, ma'am.